Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. It has been a little while, it's been over a week since our last stream. That was back when we tried some Le Mans Ultimate daily races. But we have returned. It's been a while since we've been on Assetto Corsa. We are back on the original since nearly a month ago now, when we ran the GT1 race to our race around Okayama. We're back with Sim Community SROL and back onto their classic sports car races. This is the 1967 2.4 hours of Le Mans. We did this race last year in a Nissan R382 or R380 Mark II, I believe. But we're this time doing it in a Jaguar E-Type Le Mans. Yeah, something a little bit different. Something that will hopefully go quite well. Welcome everyone to the stream. We're here in the middle of qualifying. So we are. I've said sometimes so far. I did a few laps, but this was on race fuel, i.e. max a full tank. Gonna take some fuel out now to do some laps. Gonna put 50 litres in for this next stint. Should give us eight laps. Yeah, and we'll see if we can get ourselves a little further up the board. We're second back from the next car, which is a Nissan R380 that we drove last year. So we're in the sort of similar ballpark in terms of who we're competing with. The other E-Type has not set a lap time. 47 cars on the grid, which is quite a few. It doesn't seem like this wants to switch page. But yeah, currently sitting down in 35th at the moment out of those 46 cars. Yeah, the Jag, one of the slower cars. Gonna be carnage into for chicanes. There is only one chicane. Yeah, there is only one chicane here at the start of the lap, just after the Dunlop Bridge, where's the S's now are before Tetra Rouge. Just wanna check. Copy link. If I put this in here. Aha. So in our class, our class is 5 cars, another Jag E-Type, along with ourselves, 2 Mustang GT350Rs, and a Ferrari 275 GTB. I'll put this into chat. Okay, this link is so long I can't even know what it is, but we will pin that. So that's the entry list if you want to see what we are racing up against, what all the classes are. It is a nice little stylized entry sheet. Entry list. Nice and in theme. But yeah, having taken some fuel out, we have 19 minutes left in the session. That's about enough time to get 5 laps in. We will... Yeah, we'll get going. Hopefully we can find a bit of space. As we head out onto track. Do have a car on a lap coming up behind us, and it's second place currently within the qualifying session. Big lock up from them, and I think they just teleported themselves back to the pits. GT40s, I believe that is, passing us. Dave, I'm an experienced streamer. I can see my sound levels. They're just fine. I could maybe turn the game down a little bit. The car is loud. So if I need to turn the game down a little bit, you let me know. I'll try and do that on the streets. We have another car coming up in our Mers. That, I'm not sure, I think that might be one of the Porsches. Engine is light. I'll turn it down in 1 second. The little menu on the left. Have to put in big steering input to get through the little kink. It is not so little here. I've turned it down a little bit. I'll turn it down a little bit more on the next straight. Ooh, one car's gone over the bank here at Mulsanne Corner. That's the GT40. Right, I've turned that down a bit more now. Let me know if that's good now. But yes, we're in qualifying. We have 16 minutes left on the clock. Throw the car through Indianapolis. Not quite getting it slowed down for the left-hander. With the gear ratios that we're running, first gear is a little bit long. But we don't have a lot of flexibility in the gears. There's a few sets that we get to choose from, but to not run into the limiter on Mulsanne or on the run to Indianapolis, we have to run one of the longer sets. And we certainly notice how long it is when we get into some of the slower corners. Oh, a little bit too wide there onto the grass, but considering that this is a night lap, don't worry about invalidating the lap. Yeah, it is very different. Side by side between the two cars in front through T1. It is busy in this part of the track. Not quite getting it slowed down there. Luckily the damage, I don't remember if it's on full. But the suspension in these cars, extremely strong, let's just say. Very strong indeed. So yeah, this will be a quick lap. Traffic, just not ideal. And really still bringing the tire in a little bit, possibly. Then we have the long Mulsanne straight. I'm kind of glad there's chicanes in it nowadays. Makes it a little bit more interesting. Because there is a lot of time spent flat out on this old circuit. The only corners that really haven't changed much is Indianapolis and Arnage. Every other corner is a little bit different to quite very different. Stopped in good time for Mulsanne corner. As you can see at the bottom, we on the UI app, we also have 10 times time progression for this event. So this qualifying session running into darkness now, coming up to 10 PM end game. Try and get the car slow down for Indianapolis. No great line through the left-hander, but we carried a lot of speed into the right-hander. That is a little clunky through there. Handles like a bouncy castle. Yeah, these classic cars have a lot of suspension movement in them, very soft. Which makes them very difficult to drive on the limit. Weight transfer is so important in these cars. It cannot be understated just how important it is to set up a corner properly. With your brake pedal. Tagged the wall a little bit there. I went in for too early of an apex. Turned into left-hander, try and hold it flat out through the right-hander. Don't quite have the grip. Gotta say, struggling on the fuel, so I am. Ideally, you would obviously make some setup adjustments for qualifying for the fuel. I have not done that. I haven't had a lot of time to practice as it is, so I'm not worried about optimizing setup. Just trying to do the best I can. If we can find 1 second, we'll be able to put ourselves up one place. If not, we will be 36th at best. We would need 3.6 seconds to make any more places than that. Which, yeah, I'll tell you now, isn't gonna happen. Definitely be braver on the brakes, but with how ineffective these brakes are and the speed that you're coming down, it's very difficult just to pinpoint, get the braking point exactly right, especially managing, trying not to lock a tire up. Nice big clear track now. As we have 7.5 minutes left, that's 2 more laps in qualifying. Not shifting down, trying to carry a little bit more speed. Car in front carried too much speed. And we'll try and get turn 1 right this time. Could have carried more speed in. Ooh, I really misjudged that. Yeah, this has not been a good quality stint at all. So we'll have one more attempt at flying lap. If we don't use it, qualifying lap, we will practice a pit entry. As, of course, back in the day, pit lane isn't its own sort of separate part of the track. It just exists alongside the track. Nothing separating pit lane and the circuit. And as well, there is no, so as such, there is no pit lane speed limit. So that'll be another very tricky braking zone. It is going to be a one-stop race for us. I'm not sure if we change tyres or not. We'll find out when we get closer to our stint. Do you have the strategy set up? Spin the car, trying to get on the throttle. Tires are a little bit cold now, a little bit under pressure. Might be ineffective running low fuel. Currently 30 litres in the car. Tank maxes out at 140. I've got that all wrong. Been dropped to 37th now. I'm just misjudging how wide the car is on the left hand side. Accidentally put a couple of wheels onto the grass there. Great speed through the left-hander. To give us run to line start final flying lap. 3 minutes left in the session. Not as quick through T1, but not too bad. Now we're getting past into the braking zone for the chicane. Luckily, the GT40 just far enough to not disturb us. Not the greatest exit from the chicane. Can get a little bit of slipstream. Every little helps down this long, long straight. Third of a second up as we head down Mulsanne Straight. Tires are a little bit better pressure-wise now. So they're dropping a little bit. You can see I got some slipstream here on my previous best lap, and all that time that we were up, gone by the braking point. Good exit out of Mulsanne corner though. But we did lose a bit of time on the apex. We're in the braking zone. So that's a good example of how powerful slipstream is. Now into Indianapolis, let's try not to mess this up. A little bit of locking, turn in early to left-hander. Not a great exit. Time has run out in the session. Alright, 3 on ours. Obviously we have the acceleration from running a much lighter fuel load. Just have effectively one corner to go, fast left-hander. Doesn't look like we're going to gain any positions from this lap. But an improvement would be nice anyway. Half a second up. Well, half the gap between us and the car in front. We've dropped down to 38th now. As we come across the line, new personal best. Will not gain us any positions. Give it a good go. But yeah, no good slipstream down Mulsanne Straight. We got a little bit at the start, but it's the slipstream certainly much more effective at the later part. Where's the other Jaguar E-Type? They didn't set a representative time. As you can see, top cars, GT40s, running 320s or sub 320. Set up, let's put full fuel back on. Brings the car down towards the minimum height. Which I just noticed in this new UI is shown in 2.1 millimeters. Or to 1 decimal place now rather than none, which is nice. Yeah, damage rate is only 75%. Tire wear is also 75%. So we're waiting for the last cars to finish their flying laps. Bump down to 39th now. Let's see. It's Mustang GT 350R. We got one in front of us by about 2 seconds. One behind us. The other Jags behind us obviously now haven't set lap time in the fray. 275. Oh, it's well up in 32nd is about 4, just over 4 seconds in front of us. Alright, and that's qualifying then done. So we have a couple of minutes here before we start. Welcome, Iris. Just finished qualifying. And we are about to start the race fairly shortly. We will have a rolling start, by the way. Let me just show you. So we will have a rolling start of 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers per hour. We will line up in single file and roll until we hit the Dunlop Bridge here. This will be start that chicane down here. This will be the first corners, these little S's chicane. Yeah, this is where we'll be starting after rolling up all through T1 from this pit lane. It's a long pit lane. So it is. Cars back as far as here. Not even anything beside the pit lane here. Yeah. Got the Bugatti circuit. Didn't realize that existed back then. Yeah. 3 minutes now. Where we're going to be loaded onto the grid. There we are. Now last year, of course, we did do a proper Le Mans start. It was chaotic, and so Nate decided this year, yeah, how about we don't? How about we don't? So here's great. We've got 4 GT40s, 4 Mark IVs in top 4 spots. A couple of Fry 330 P4 Barthenettas. Chap Parallel 2F up there in P7. Mark II GT40. Maserati 151 up in P12 and 14th. Further down the T70 in 17th. Mark 1 GT40s. Corvette Grand Sport in 20th. Isogriffo A3Cs in 24th, 25th. Matra M630 BRM Ferrari Dinos in 20th and 29th. Porsche 910 6s in 30th and 31st. Ferrari 275 GTB in 32nd. Alfa Romeo Tipo in 33rd. Porsche 906Es in 34th and 35th. Nissan R380s in 36th and 38th, separated by a Shelby Mustang GT350. Then we have ourselves in 39th. Another Porsche, another Mustang, Porsche 911. Then in 42nd, head for Barth Simca, Porsche 911, Simca 911, and Jag E-Type in 47th. And then another Alfa Romeo Tipa has joined in late, making a 48 car grid. Just check. Fuel is set to max. Sit drive ready for the start. Remember, it is a rolling start up to the Dunlop Bridge at 80 kilometers per hour. So we're just waiting for the cars in front of us to go. So we just follow the Nissan, the car of course that we drove last year. People are definitely doing over the speed in front. Yeah, look at the gap that's formed. And under the bridge we go, put the foot down. Nissan in front very wide into the S's. Nissan wide again, a car spun, facing the wrong way, coming onto the Mulsanne straight. Just making sure our headlights are on. In the slipstream of the Nissan, starting to gain. Can't leave it as late to pull out from the slipstream as you would in modern cars. The steering not so positive, you could say. A lot more wiggle room in it. But we're past the Nissan. Of course, that Nissan, much lower centre of mass than us, is much better in the corners than we are. So expect that Nissan to come back at us later on in the lap. Steering is more of a suggestion at that point. Yes, that is certainly one way to look at it. Braking for the first time at the end of Mulsanne, a little bit on the safe side, and even then run it in deep. Only a little bit deep, got round the corner, didn't get onto the banking on the outside. But the Nissan definitely closed up on us a little bit. You can see the Nissan in the mirrors. Of course, they were, remember, half a second quicker than us in qualifying. Yellow flag in front. I've not slowed down enough for being on full fuel. That shouldn't hurt us too much. Does let the Nissan through. One car has had issues here that we've caught up to now. Number 33. Seems like the Nissan has slightly better low-end acceleration than us. Probably due to our long gearing that just isn't ideal for these slow speed corners. You can see the leaders already at Tetra Rouge for the second lap. We have to readjust ourselves to running this left-hander with full fuel. Will not be as easy as it was in qualifying, but we get it pretty well. Not using any of the grass on the outside. The Nissan will be trying to take that corner flat out. Remembering back to last year, it was very on the edge, though we really had to swing the car in with good precision. Coming up to T1 again. Could have been a little bit braver, I think. But still early in the race, don't want to get too brave. Already technically got too brave as we get very close to the left-hand side wall there. Good run through Tetra Rouge too. As I said, yeah, we were a bit too brave through Indianapolis last lap. Even though I felt like I was being a bit safe. Tires will have a little bit more grip this lap. First lap, just not really rubbered in, or the tires don't give full grip. But now we've brought them in. Brought them up to a little bit more temperature and pressure too, so we get a bit more grip from them, be able to brake that little bit later. Of course, we've also dumped a lap of fuel, so the car just that little bit lighter. No slipstream on the Nissan this time, doesn't look like we're closing in really. Or we are closing in slightly actually, but I don't think we're going to be... Yeah, we're definitely not going to be close enough to make any move at the end. Here comes the car that's had issues. That's a Ford GT40. As we now hit the brakes hard for Mulsanne corner. GT40 getting held up by the Nissan, who goes over the banking. Alright, getting a little flat spot on the front left there. Getting car slowed down for Mulsanne corner, but that is the place dropped to the GT40, but not place gained again, with the Nissan making that mistake. Right, can we get Indianapolis right this time? Yep, that's much better. Car behind into the bank. That's not the Nissan that we were fighting and made the mistake at Mulsanne corner. Or it might have been actually. Also accidentally shifting into neutral there. So if you're wondering why, we put on that limiter that restricts us from selecting neutral in Le Mans Ultimate. That is why, because you can do it. And in these classic cars, it is much more easily done, I would say, when you don't have as many gears, you know. I think a car crashed there. Yeah, cars, you can see on the minimap, a car was crashed there. Valentin, I think that was the pole sitter that has crashed at the end of lap 2, dropping well down the order. Disaster for them. Could be a bit of a recovery drive for them as we head through T1 again, being a little bit braver this lap, but still, could be a little bit braver. But it's a race, we don't want to take too many risks. A little bit wider through the left-hander there. Slightly tighter line for the right-hander. That's not too bad. Hit the grass a little bit there coming onto Mulsanne corner. Looking at Delta, definitely could have been a little bit more aggressive. As we see in front, pretty much all the cars in front of us going quicker than we went in qualifying. Bit of a slipstream train there in 30th to 32nd. Those three cars within a second. And we have 2 seconds to the car behind us. Then behind that we have a quicker car. You can see 351.2, so they'll catch up and pass us at some point. But now we'll be just settling into the race, in for the long term. We're only about 10 minutes into the race. Leaders coming up to the end of lap 3, starting lap 4. And we're just coming up to Mulsanne corner for the third time, so they're already, what, a half a lap in front of us? Very easy to underestimate just how tight that Mulsanne corner is, especially if you're used to the modern version. Where of course in the modern version you've got that little right hand kink in the braking zone. And that just opens up the corner that little bit. Here of course there is no little kink, so the corner's a little bit tighter than it is on the modern version. Not transition the car into left-hander very well there. Into first gear, not into neutral this time. You can see that, how much that mistake cost us last lap. See tire pressures. Ooh, nearly threw it in too much there. Still worried the back end was gonna come round. Definitely could have carried more speed through there. Lost a bit of time to the cars behind. Being even braver through T1 this time. car coming up behind us in the braking zone. Car just started to slide through the right-hander. I knew if I kept my foot in. I was gonna hit the wall. Passed by, not sure what that is in front of us, but has allowed the car next car behind us to close in. But we're gonna have a nice bit of slipstream here. It'll be interesting to see here if the slipstream means that we're faster than the car in front of us. A little bit of lag for the car that is now alongside us, now behind us. I can see on the Delta, you know, we were half a second down since we went side by side into Mulsanne Corner. Now we've gained that all back up just with the slipstream, and we're still gaining a little bit, carrying that momentum towards Mulsanne Corner. Even as we return to slipstream, the car behind us now not able to come back at us. We'll close up under braking, of course. Right up next to the wall there, gain some time through Mulsanne Corner with a good braking zone, good turn in, and a decent drive off the corner. Car behind did close in by half second. We'll be getting a little bit of slipstream. Not going to be getting the full effect of it just yet, but they did does look like they're closing in a little bit. They're not going to be close enough though before we get to Indianapolis. Locked the front right up there. And you see how much more agility the prototype has on us. Just able to turn around us. Slightly better drive through and out of Varnage this lap, as we look to try and hold on to that 2.5 second margin to the car behind us. Got a couple of cars that ran quicker than we did last lap. Let's see how this lap compares between us and the two cars behind. Throwing in a lot more speed into left-hander, using some grass that time. See, gonna be 1.5 seconds quicker into the 53s this time. It's not going to be quicker than 53.4 from Eric, two cars behind us. But it's going to be much closer. Went in a little bit too quick into T1, had to scrub off some speed. Losing some momentum down towards this chicane. The rear end started sliding there. And rather than the car understeering into the wall, the rear end was just gonna slide out into it. You can see how much time we lost from through the chicane and being side by side into Mulsanne Corner. We're 8.5 tenths up coming onto the Mulsanne straight, but of course no slipstream this lap, so we'll see another good demonstration just how powerful that slipstream was last lap. Leaders, by the way, coming up to that first chicane, they will catch us at the end of this lap, and we will start to see the more interesting part of the race, the multi-class aspect of it. Still 2.5 seconds to the car behind, which has actually changed position, and now 350.3. Nearly 3.5 seconds quicker than us. That last lap is the car behind. They're definitely a car in a higher class. And now, look at the delta. 7/10 we've lost. We've not done anything wrong. That is just how powerful the slipstream was. 7/10. We'll probably lose another half a tenth to make it 3/4 of a second by the time we hit the brakes here for Mulsanne Corner. Good exit from Mulsanne Corner, so we get a little bit of that time back. I think the car behind us is also another one of the prototypes that doesn't have any straight line speed advantage over us, but is much better in the corners. Gotta be careful locking up front tires into the left-hander. Look at how much time we gained just by being a bit better on the brakes. Not great Arnage though. You can see the momentum we've lost on the exit. We're still about 4/10 up on this lap, getting closer to setting a 52. No tyre wear coming into effect just yet. Of course, we'll be monitoring that throughout this stint. Nearly turned the car in too early there. Carried more speed, but used more grass there, so we don't want to push that left-hander any more than we did that lap there. We're up to 32nd now, but we have two quicker cars behind us. They're going side by side as we get into the 52s. That is brave from the Chaparral round the outside of T1. Luckily it has some downforce from that big wing we see on the back. A little bit too much speed into left-hander puts us on a bad line for the right-hander. You can see how much the prototype behind catches up. It's another one for the same car. So now again we're going to get the slipstream run. Have to pull over the slipstream just a little bit sooner. Just because we were a little bit closer. But then I'll give them the slipstream back. In a way, I kind of want them to pass me at the end of this straight. You know, we just sort of slipstream teamwork ourselves down the Mulsanne. They've pulled out too early. I think they slightly backed out of that one, which I'm glad they did. That kink flat out in these cars, it's not easy. Well, it's kind of easy flat out, but it's not a little... It's a proper corner. You have to properly turn the car for it. As we slow down from Mulsanne Corner. Much better on the brakes is the car, but... We're going for the slipstream, hopefully, that you can see again the low speed acceleration just not that great with us as the first of our leaders come through. Two of the GT40s. Yeah, we're not getting enough slipstream to actually catch up and get back past. which is kind of a good thing because they would have been passing us here anyway. Not so good into left-hander there this time. Better exit off of Arnage. Getting closer to night time. Had to wait to plant the throttle there. Just got a little bit understeer, maybe turned in a little bit too late. Just, you know, sort of heading towards the wall. Personal best for one of the cars in front that passed us not too long ago. 48th and personal best for both of the cars in front of us that passed us not too long ago. As the Ferrari gets past us just before T1. A little bit slow on the entry just to accommodate that move, but we still have good momentum on the exit compared to our Delta. I did that thing of hitting the inside wall again. P5 lapping us in another Ferrari 330. Car behind. It's one of the prototypes. It's had a difficult start to the race actually, so it's going to come past us as if like it was lapping us, much like the leaders. But it is a change for position down to 35th place. That is Ferrari 330 actually. They've made a pit stop this race. Next car behind us has another one that's made a pit stop and is quicker than us. The next car behind us that we're actually fighting for position properly is over 25 seconds back. Actually about 27 seconds behind us. This next prototype coming up to lap us isn't quite going to catch us before Mulsanne corner. A little bit of wobble on the exit looked like for them. As the Ferrari does make their way past. Big sideways moment trying to pin the power down. Patience from the leader as they come up to lap us. Or not the leader, from 7th place. One of the GT40s. Not the Mark IV, I believe. I think that might be a Mark II. As a reminder, if you want to see the entry list and actually see what these cars actually are, rather than me having a guess at most of them, it is linked in the pinned comment. Click that link, you'll see the entry list in all its glory, as wide of the apex there for the left-hander. Yes, you'll see the entry list on its glory. split into the classes with all the drivers, their cars, the displacement of their cars, the team that they represent, and their livery colour. That's a little bit awkward. There's it. Chaparral just held us out to dry from the apex a little bit. This is one of the prototypes that had to pit already. We're gonna make sure we get all the slipstream from them. I'm actually gonna pull out to pass them again. We've got P10 closing in. Now they've got a bit of speed. Lifting just to slot back into line. P10 not quite on us, actually not going to pass us beforehand here, but that car in front of us is going to brake much later than us. And there goes P10. Braked very late there. We'll get away without hitting the wall. Definitely give up some time there. This is the pulsator that had issues. It's going to show some patience, being 2 laps down on us. Let's see, they're still in the race, they're still going. Of course, when you're in the fastest car, you can always make some positions back in a field as spread as this is. You know, where there's cars 40 seconds a lap slower than you, you're going to make those laps back pretty quickly. Bit of a gap now to the next car behind us, lapped and for position. Got a bit of understeer there. Still no tire wear. Yeah, maybe just not being aggressive enough. Getting the car, the weight on the front nose and turning the car in. The difficult thing is to get the weight onto the nose, you have to use the brakes, which of course scrubs speed off. So it's a very difficult balance of scrubbing the speed off to get the weight to balance far forward and get the grip, but not scrub too much speed off that you're just slow. That was perfect. 3 left-hander, snap of oversteer through the right. There's a little bit of grass between the wall, like there is here, through the left-hander of that chicane. And we just dipped the wheels into it without touching the wall. Now we do find ourselves in a little bit of no man's land. Next car we're sort of fighting on pace is about 10 seconds in front. We're close to on pace. They're about a second quicker than us. A lap. But they are fighting each other. That can be a good thing for them if their slipstreaming is going well and they're gaining time from slipstream, using it to their benefit. Yeah, they'll be gaining a lot of time down this Mulsanne straight, just how long it is. But if they're holding each other up in the corners, then that might help bring us in a little closer to the battle. Now, for the 9th time this race, braking for Mulsanne corner. Maybe could have been a little bit more aggressive, but that was good enough. Not the greatest drive off the corner. I sort of went for the throttle just a little bit too early. Couldn't put the foot down, otherwise I'd either spin or threw the car up the bank. Good exit from Renarge. Could be a new personal best if we get a good left-hander here. GD40 in our mirror. This is a little bit of an awkward space to be lapped. Could be a little bit difficult to see where this sort of right-hander is, in the dark especially. But we get through nicely. Oh, that was all four wheels onto the grass for a moment there. We carried good speed, but that was risky. That was too risky. Technically, I think that's a lap invalidation. We'll see if it is when we cross the line here. Nope, it counts. Quicker than our qualifying time, that is. Technically it was invalid. You see there it was red briefly on the UI app. Server doesn't really care if it's invalid in the race, I guess. Not a great chicane there. Trying to carry momentum on to Mulsanne straight. Getting a little bit of slipstream too off the car lapping us. I would look over the entry list to see what car just passed us, but I've got another one coming behind and I don't want to just accidentally start just crossing the track. I don't trust myself to read the entry list while driving here. I believe that's a Chevrolet passing us, giving us a nice bit of slipstream. Look at that in the Delta going down nice and neatly. Good Mulsanne corner. They're the T70. Yep, that makes sense. Nearly half a second up. Can we carry this momentum for a new personal best lap? Do you have a couple of... Do you have one more car that will lap us this lap? Good exit through the left-hander there. Good exit for Menage too. Of course, the car just getting faster and faster as the fuel burns off. A good left-hander here, and we actually get 51. Had to take a bad line there. Oh, the GT40 getting out of shape a little bit. Has their hazards on actually, which isn't nice. Oh dear. Oh, that's a solid bit of wall. I did not know that was there. Car is struggling to turn left. I hope this barrier isn't solid, which it isn't. There's... Oh dear. Oh. Yeah, I think I lost my front left tire there. Well, that's not gone well. I was trying not to spin off the wall and I hit the wall in a really bad way. GT40 Mark 1, I believe that is passing us. So yeah, that has cost us a lap. So it has. But that means our pit stop is going to be very different now. It will not be 90 litres, it is going to be much shorter, and we're definitely not changing tyres. I think 30 litres at most. Actually, maybe 20, closer to 20. Remember, new tyres, not up to temperature, not up to pressure. Full tank of fuel, so gotta be a little bit careful into the braking zones now. There's a fight for the lead, side by side, and they are not far behind us. still fighting over the lead. I just hope we get through the left-hander here before they catch us, which I think we should be able to do. That's the fence on the right-hand side that we hit that has given us a lot of bother, has lost us a lap this race. Leaders, they were side by side. There's another change for the lead. They'll be coming up on us very shortly. Good run through T1. Here is the leader. And here's second place now. That'll give us a little bit of slipstream as they pass. Third place not too far back. 7 seconds. Yeah, so we've got 100 seconds to catch the next car in front. We'll obviously make up quite a bit of time when they pit. I don't know how long the pit stops are with these cars. The one thing is, much like with the GT1 series, changing fuel and changing tyres does not happen simultaneously as P3 passes us to lap us again. Little wide for the apex there through the kink. Yeah, changing fuel and changing tyres doesn't happen simultaneously, so if we change tyres, that is extra time on top of the refueling. Shifted down to neutral for a moment, accidentally. Up on our delta this lap. Despite the full fuel load. Chaparral tried to get too brave. It's cost us time through an arch. Oh, car going slowly on the left. That's 41st place. Absolutely sending it through the left-hander still. It won't be enough for a personal best, but not far from. Took too much speed off coming into T1. Good exit out for the right-hander. Interesting line through Tete Rouge. Yeah, and you can see for all the next 4 cars in front of us, we are so much quicker than them. But the gap to them is nearly a lap up to 37th. A lot of time to make up, but still a lot of race to go. "95 minutes to go this race. That means we are nearly 50 minutes into the race. I was late on the brakes, and I think we paid the consequence in Mulsanne corner. Didn't carry as much apex speed out of the corner as I did at my personal best. A little bit of time up through left-hander of Indianapolis. Good exit over an Arge. We're going to be equal with their delta. Again, it's all about this final corner. Wasn't brave enough. That's alright. We've seen what happens when we're too brave. We lose a lap. So, yeah, that's not too bad. But, yeah, I'm sucking myself into fighting for another personal best. Try not to make another mistake this time. Good run through T1. Just snagging a left-hand side wall there. Or right-hand side wall, sorry. Carried too much speed into Tete Rouge there. As P5 laps us. Gap down to 67 seconds to the car in front. We gained 16 seconds on them last lap, so we should catch them in about 4 laps. Well, that's a good Mulsanne corner. Late on the brakes. And good apex speed. Decent exit. Sorry, my throat's going a little bit. So a quarter of a second up as we come towards Indianapolis. Is this going to be the lap we beat our personal best? A little deep into the left-hander. Good run through an arch. Look at the time we've gained. Being passed by the pole sitter for position. Brings us back down to 41st. Passed by another GT40 now. Gonna give a bit of a slipstream to this left-hander. 6/10 up now. We were brave through there. So was that car. Too brave for them. We unlap ourselves from them. And 8.5 tenths up. This is going to be our first 51. No, actually, just short. Did not get the car turned into T1 as well. Did not carry good momentum. Yeah, we had a proper exit onto Mulsanne straight last lap. So the time we lost in T1, we've now gained back and a little bit more, just short. Just like on 3, make sure I'm on the right setting, which I think I am. Oh yeah, I don't think that delta counted the 52.7 I did, because it was technically invalid by its standards. And so it was relative to 52.9 that we had set previously, which was our next best lap. This could be awkward in the braking zone here. Luckily just far enough back to not be awkward. Good speed in the braking zone and through the apex. Not a great exit though. We'll try and nab a little bit of slipstream. Just to negate that per exit, and we're 3.5 tenths up, heading towards Indianapolis. Will this be the lap we get 51? Good run through the left-hander, we make up some more time. Gone to the grass, centering our Narge. Per exit this time. Yeah, I'm surprised. Go away with touching the grass in the braking zone. Usually that's a pretty much a death sentence. But yeah, we go away with that. Welcome, Ben. Glorious? Yes, these classic cars are glorious. What isn't glorious is having a car coming up to lap us at this part of the track. Okay, that's gone quite fine. As long as they get a good run through, that was all four wheels onto the grass. That was nearly all four wheels onto the grass again, really pushing the limits there. But we carried good speed, and this will be a new personal best lap into the 51s. As we're passing a car that's in pit lane for position. Oh, car just understeering a bit there. Carried good speed in, but not great speed out. P8 lapping us now. So we gained 19 seconds on the car in front last lap. We should be with them in another 2 laps. Two high-speed corners look like a brown racing moment every lap. Yeah, they kind of are in these cars. Just trusting that the car's gonna grip up, no downforce to help. In fact, the air lifting the car up into the air. That was a little bit sketchy. Yeah, the GT40 there, sorry. Couple of wheels on the grass on the inside. I kind of turned in, hoping just to slot in behind them nicely. I thought I was going to go into the back of that GT40. I spent that entire braking zone like, hang on, this GT40's braked earlier than I expected to. I might go into the back of them. Meanwhile, we're being passed by another car. I think that was a Ferrari of sorts. I couldn't tell. I was so focused on the back of the GT40. Another car coming up to that bus, this time P10. They're not going to quite catch us before Indianapolis. Nearly runs into the back of us. Certainly being a bit awkward to let this Ferrari through. I was just wanting to position my car everywhere where they were trying to poke their nose. And in these cars, it's much harder to give leeway to cars lapping you than it is in modern cars. Modern cars, it's so much easier to control them. You've got so much more grip to maneuver around. That car there was definitely all four wheels on the grass before turning into the left-hander. As we have P21 coming up to lap us now. Nissan R380 coming out of the pits. Oh, I clipped the grass there between on the exited T1. That is a sketchy place to hit the grass. Little bit of understeer. Coming on to Mulsanne corner, throwing up a bit of dust towards the Nissan that has just left the pits. So the car that we were chasing down in front of us has now disappeared behind us. I didn't see when we passed that. Now the Nissan is a little bit quicker than us. You can see in the top right hand side corner, its fastest lap is 1.2 seconds quicker than our fastest lap. The Nissan, not any stronger than us in a straight line, but being a prototype, it is much better than us in cornering. Don't get onto the dirt for entering this right-hand kink. Just under 80 minutes to go. You can see our tire marks from when we locked up, double front lockup, just trying to not run into the back of the Mustang. Good run through Indianapolis and Arnage. Made up some time on our personal best. Not gonna be a new personal best. That's alright. B11 coming up on us, an awkward time. Braking far earlier than I do for this left-hander. Now, of course, the Nissan behind us is probably going to be quite full of fuel. And as such, we might actually be a little bit quicker than it at the moment. Carrying good speed through T1, not using all of the road either, so could have technically carried a little bit more speed. Not the greatest right-hander through that chicane. Effectively no slipstream benefit from the GT40 in 11th place that has just lapped us. But we are 2 tenths up on our personal best lap with a good run through T1. Next car in front of us that we're chasing down is 110 seconds in front, i.e. just under 2 minutes. This could be an awkward braking zone here. It's actually alright, except for the part where I shifted into neutral. And the double front lock-up. And now here comes P12. Leader also behind us now. Has broken out a gap to second place compared to when they last lapped us. And we'll just get past us before Indianapolis. And we'll need to lap us again as they mess up the braking for Indianapolis. Lock the tires up and slide on wide into the bank. And that's loss of the lead for that GT40. They fall into second place, 7 seconds behind the new leader. He is now going to lap us. There they go in the blue GT40, the darker blue, sorry, navy blue. Not taking too many risks through that left-hander, even if we lose time there. We have already lost a lap by just running a little bit too wide there. And ending up in the fence. Leader pits. Leader into the pits. So is second place, having just given up the lead by a mistake at Indianapolis. Or do they? No, they don't actually. They carry on, sorry. But gets held up by ourselves through T1 a bit. Good start to the lap from ourselves, nearly 4/10 up on our personal best. There goes new second place, but not net second. "72 minutes left in the race." That means we are officially halfway through the race. On lap 18, we have 18 laps of fuel. I think we're just 1 lap short, I think, of making it to the finish. And that's kind of annoying. If we crashed 1 or 2 laps later, we might make the end of the race. But as it stands, I think we're 1 lap short. Good Mulsanne corner, and we are half a second up on our Delta now. If we find a little bit more time through the rest of the lap, is a potential we set a sub 51. Do you have P11 closing in on us? They're not going to be close enough to lap us before Indianapolis. Good run through an orange. Picked up a good apex. The bank didn't sell the car. As we also have P12 not far behind us. Hopefully this could be an awkward place that they catch us. Lost a bit of time there. The car sort of slid out. I wasn't as committed, but I didn't get the car sort of set up for the corner well enough. We'll lose quite a bit of time, but could still be a personal best. Yeah, we are going to be just over a tenth up as we cross the line. 51.5. As we have another good T1, find another half a tenth. Wide of the apex through the left-hander there. Lost a bit of time. Good exit though through the right-hander. Could be a little bit later on the brakes into Tetra Rouge. Good exit though into Mulsanne straight. Back to even on the Delta. Still that bit faster than the Nissan behind us, but they're potentially going to the end of the race. Or they're making a splash and dash pit stop like us, otherwise. But either way, we're not going to be passing them for position as they are a lap us on us. 2 leaders into the pits. Oh, I think it's side by side on the pit exit practically. Look at that in the top left. The gap between first and second. As we have a bit of a break now from the traffic. Lost a little bit of time on the apex of Mulsanne corner there. A slightly better exit, but I ruined the momentum with the per gear shift. Carried a little more speed through the left-hander there of Indianapolis. A little more speed into our orange, but that's going to make for a per exit. Just trying it in a little bit too deep. Do you have a car coming up to Lapos here? It's 21st. And a Chaparral. I hope they're brave through this left-hander. Ah, it's too brave again. Oh, the front right is broken. It doesn't show, you know, the only way I can know the front right's broken is by how the car is leaning, and also by how the tire app, the damage indicator doesn't show that. I'm a car length over the pit box. A little bit of fuel. Then we'll see how quick this repair is. It's not too long. Oh, it didn't repair it. I think I have to, if I want the car properly reset, I have to return to pits. Let's see, info, what lap are we on? 18, I'm going to put 18 laps of fuel in. Which might be that. Tires, I'm going to put 1 PSI in as well. And just in the off chance. And now, maybe carry on. Unfortunately, that'll be another lap lost. Lock up for, I think that's a Ferrari. Went pretty deep into left-hander. Right deep into Tetra Rouge. I don't know if we have the top speed on them. Seems like we're pretty equal top speed. Either they're backing out a little bit behind us, or they're somehow just lost a little bit of momentum. Slot back into line for the kink. But then they should be able to outbrake us here, especially since we're on new tires that are still to bed in. Look at that. That's a little bit awkward. I couldn't turn in when I wanted to, just because we were still side by side. Corvette going past. Wide for the Corvette, but they're still able to outdrag us. 7th and 8th coming up behind us, fighting for position. No, again. I just missed the turning point slightly. Corsa. Oh no, there's too much steering damage. Barely drive the car in a straight line. Not gonna risk that. Hopefully repairs aren't too long. I'm just not messing up. Final corner. Gonna take this hoodie off. Getting a little warm. We'll go up there. I should probably not try and go for a new fastest lap or personal best. Hasn't gone well. Rarely does, to be fair. But I can't help myself. Within the final hour of the race now, by 57.5 minutes to go. Do have the potential to get one place back. I'm not sure we'll get any more than that. But we'll try. You never know what other mistakes people are going to make. Also, fight for the lead is on, just half a second between the pair of them as they come down the Mulsanne straight. They're not too far behind us, so they will lap us. If not this lap, then next lap. Little late on the brakes. Of her is annoying me. Oh well. One thing I could have done when I reset the car back to the pits and tweaked the setup slightly was lower it. Because obviously with a little less fuel in now than what we started the race with, and increasing the tire pressures as well, The car's running a little bit higher. So we could have brought it back down to the min-ride height to get a little bit more performance back out of it. Here comes the leader. And then will second place get us before T1? They just about will. That's a good T1 though, gaining 2/10. No, great chicane. Getting onto the grass in the braking zone for Tetra Rouge. Still got the car around Tetra Rouge pretty well. Track has cooled down actually, I just noticed. It went from 30 degrees to 24. Grip also has been slowly increasing throughout the race. It's up to 96.4%. Started around 95%, just over, at the start of the race. Or it might have been 95 on the dot. I don't think any grip transfers between these sessions here. We're going to get just a little hint of slipstream. But you see, that's just giving us like an extra kilometer an hour. You see that on the delta, it just starts going further into the negatives. They'll run on the dirt for the car in front that just lapped us. Little deep into Mulsanne corner. Carried good speed in, but was a little too much, and we've compromised the exit. We're still about a quarter of a second up. A little too cautious into Indianapolis, give up some time. Slew into an arch, but got a good exit. There's some quick cars coming up to lap us. No, not here. Oh, they're waiting. Alright, run 3. Go tuck back in for some slipstream, run to the line. 2/10 up. .2. Turned into the for turn 1. Costs us 2/4 of a second there. A little bit wide of the apex on the left hand side there. Good run through the right hander though. Make some time back. Why did you try and follow that car through? I did not see them there. I was so focused on the GT40 going through that I didn't see the second car try and send it in at the last minute. Just felt a little unnecessarily risky there. I guess they're trying to catch up to P10, which is not far in front of us, but now they've fallen back closer towards P12. They will get past us here before Mulsanne corner. And 13th isn't far behind too here. There they go. P12 just far enough back that they're not going to catch us into Mulsanne corner. There goes GT40 in 13th place at the moment. Carried less speed into Indianapolis, wasn't the worst of exits. Good speed into Arnage, not the best exit, but overall not bad. There goes P4. 47 minutes left in the race. Get the car turned into T1 much better. Carried more speed in, not as much out. So be very fairly neutral on the time. I think I locked up a little bit just coming into left-hander. Put me in deep. Oh, a little bit wide out through the right-hander. Into the wall a little bit. Turned in way too early for Tetra Rouge. We're catching up to 39th place, and we might unlap ourselves from them soon. As we continue to chase down P40 very quickly. Pretty good on the brakes there. Maybe a little overslowed the car. Give us a good exit, but I think we lost a little bit too much time in the later phase of the braking zone. Good Indianapolis there, gained a lot of time. And there's neutral again. Little late turning in for the right-hander there. Put him on the sideline for the left-hander. Makes us very slow there. P40's in the pits. There they are. And we get ourselves back up into P40 then. In a little bit deep to Mulsanne corner. Pull sitter lapping us. They're up to 28th after their disastrous start. Gears are so long. That second lap in a row, I've accidentally gone into neutral, into Arnage. I just keep thinking with how long the braking zone is, it's like, oh yeah, you can go down 2 gears here. But with the car only having 4 gears, it's from second to first. Only the one change. Not the two like it commonly is in Le Mans Ultimate and the new Le Mans with newer cars. That was a... oh dear. Yeah, that was a line and a half. I imagine the car's gonna be broken again. Yeah, I needed to do that. Oh, let's check some fuel out. We're thinking, what info? 23, 15 laps. Suspension. Oh, that's too low. It's 100.0, is it too low apparently? Slightly broken? Yeah, just slightly. Yeah, unfortunately that's lost us another lap. Just over 36 minutes remaining. That is a quarter of the race. That car really missed the braking point for Mulsanne corner. The Barth Simca doing their best on the straight. Yeah, that must be painful. I think I could put a little less fuel in it. Would have got it down a little bit lower too, rather than apparently being like 0.1 mil too low. actually think it might only be 10 or 9 or 10 laps to go. So I definitely overfueled. Here comes the leader. One thing I noticed is the sky never got that dark during the night. And it's not got that bright in the day again. Odd weather here. I don't know if that's just something I've, in a way, messed up in my settings or a track thing, whatever. Genuinely, I'm struggling to keep my eyes open a little bit. Getting tired. Been up since 6 AM this morning. I think that's Lula in front. Little deep on the brakes. Currently in P2. Bad run out for Arnage. It's like a real Le Mans 24 hours tiredness and fatigue is setting in. GT40 going past. MP19 trying to chase down 18th position. And nudge on the wall. Oh, I hit that wall much harder. Hitting the inside left hand side wall, firing us into the right hand side wall. If tiredness wasn't making itself known, I think it has done so now. it feels like bedtime. Third place comes to lap us here just before Mulsanne corner. I'll just settle in behind here. They're gonna be quicker than me through the left-hander here anyway. But the main thing now is just getting this to the finish. Ooh, I nearly lost her and nearly put me in the right-hand side wall. Can be a little bit more aggressive, brake a little bit later into Tetra Rouge. Hit my normal braking point there and... yeah, it was... like, right, I've slowed down enough to turn in before the corner and say, oh no, hang on, this is a little too early. Oh, that's a car trying to limp back to the pits, I think. Potentially on 3 wheels. Accidentally running the car onto the dirt as we have just under 25 minutes remaining. So, with 24 minutes remaining on the timer, we are 2 hours into the race. Certainly feeling it. Not just the 2 hours of racing, but the qualifying time as well. And 11 hours I spent out marshalling a rally today. We're quickly closing in on the car in 41st. I think they've had another issue. They've had a really slow lap last time round, and we're gaining quite a bit on them. Could have braked later. That's a bad line through Tetra Rouge. I am getting so tired. Glad third place didn't catch up half a second sooner, or second sooner, as that would have been very awkward timing into the right-hander. Big lock of brakes for third place into Mulsanne corner. I would say there's a smither of a potential sub 50 at the end of this race in this car. Properly set up, low fuel, grippier track. Yeah, sub 50 I think, but I'm going to be too tired to actually achieve that. And you know, if I tried to, we're going to lose another lap from crashing in the final corner. Nearly 2/10 up as we come out of our Arch. Actually, yeah, we are 2/10 up. Yep, that's tiredness kicking in for you. Throw away that potential at a good lap. on the understeer there. Despite the really poor run on the understeer through the right-hander. Delta's looking good because we got good run through Tetra Rouge this time. Braked late, carried good momentum out of the corner. Yeah, car front's trying to get back on it again. We're 46 seconds behind. I'm struggling so much to keep my eyes open. Good exit from Mulsanne corner. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep trying for 41st. Likely won't help with that straight. Yeah, no, it really doesn't. It's like nothing to focus on for however long we're flat out down Mulsanne. Except the little right-hand kink. But even that, it's like... it's not enough. Shifting down there definitely isn't the fastest way through there. Don't know why I didn't really. 41st is pit again. If I didn't do the shift down, I might have got a new personal best. Sliding the car through the right-hander. Balancing oversteer and understeer. Trying not to lock up into Mulsanne or Tetra Rouge. Finding a little bit more time. Three and a half tenths up on our Delta 9. Got one of the prototypes behind us that's similar speed on straight lines in terms of straight line, but much quicker in the corners. Just from being a little bit lighter and better center of gravity. Trying to stay awake down the straight. Okay, just 2 wheels under a little bit. Got a little bit of slipstream here on our fastest lap. Can't tell by the delta just going into the red for a little bit. Braking a little bit later for Mulsanne corner, but still getting the car stuck pretty well. From Tetris to Mulsanne braking, 1 minute 16, really? A full minute? I knew it was long, I did not think it was that long. No, the car turned in there. Stayed off the bank, technically. Yeah, but that's not how you take Indianapolis. Spent 45 minutes of the race on the big straight so far. Oh my gosh, I hate that statistic. I hate that so much. Next year, I definitely want to be in one of the quicker classes. Are you going to go for the move? No, you're not. You're going to be sensible, which I really appreciate. And thank you for your patience. The leader, not too far behind us, will hopefully lap us one more time this race to give us 3 laps to go here. Front left maybe should have been 1 PSI lower. I shouldn't have increased it. Got P5 and P6 about 4 seconds apart coming up to us. Not going to catch us before Mulsanne corner. They should catch us before Indianapolis. Made up some time through Mulsanne corner. Braked a little bit later than I have done previously. I got a good exit, obviously helped by the fuel load burning off at this point. Down to 50 litres of fuel. Battle for 14th and 15th in there. P16 coming up to pass us as well. Also, just saying, battle for the lead, 2.5 seconds in it. Some close battles at the end of this race still. 2.25 hours later. There goes P16. There comes P1. P2 is not going to catch us before T1. But they'll guess past us nicely on the exit. You'd run through the right-hander of the S's for chicane. Lock up and deep into Tetra Rouge. Well, as we passed the pit lane there, I noticed Nate was in the pits. I don't know, he might be live streaming the race over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/something like Nate Lipson. I can't remember if there's any underscores or additives to Nate Lipson. So, penultimate lap of the race for us. We are actually only 33 seconds behind another car we could potentially get for 40th position. We're only gaining it like 10 seconds a lap though, so I don't think we're quite gonna catch them. In fact, I'm just thinking, even though we are lapped, the leader might be going quick enough to give us an extra lap, which would actually help in trying to get 40th. Find a reason to try and focus for this final portion of the race. Just under 5 minutes to go. Remember, if there's more than 3 minutes and 25 seconds when the leader crosses the line, there will very likely be an extra lap. Obviously, we don't mind. We have the feel for it. It gives us more time to catch the car in front. Gives us another chance to get a sub 51. But we might do that this time round. Just under 4 minutes as leaders coming up to the line. I think it'll be about 3:45, so yes, we will get 2 more laps here. I mean, that felt brave through that left-hander. Like, we still lost. Still losing time. Just imagine, just think how brave we were on that lap. New personal best into the 350s. That's a little too much speed into T1. But we found 1600s. Not a great run through the right-hander. Not as good as last lap, at least. Can we get a good time to Rouge, though? Well, we got the apex. Tried to put the power down, though, and the rear wheels just span up, giving us a very poor exit. That's going to cost us time. All the way down Mulsanne straight here. 6 seconds behind Porsche 906. Theoretically, I think the 906 should be quicker than us. It's another one of those prototypes that's similar when it comes to straight line speed, but should be much quicker than us in the corners. I mean, you can see the fastest lap times are only 1.2 seconds behind us, you know. Of course, when it comes to finding lap time at this Le Mans circuit, you know, if you've got a quick car in the corners, and that is certainly much more difficult to find the lap time than it is if your car's quick in a straight line. You know, if your car's in a straight line, good in a straight line, all you need to do to get the advantage from it is put your foot down on a straight and you go quick. The prototypes have to really push their corner speeds. Really quite a poor double front lockup as is offline. This prototype even gave me a little nudge out of the corner. Just it has the better low speed gearing. But we have the top end, and we also have a car trying to lap us as well. That's a Corvette. Oh, that was awkward. You could say we're having a bit of a race here. Not helping us trying to chase down the car in front. Slipstream, please. Oh, here comes P8. Oh, big slide for P8 there through the right-hander. Trying not to block that GT40 that's in last place and has a horrible time, but it's just the car's sort of sliding, moving around, and I don't want to make any sudden movements that's unpredictable to the car behind or unsettles the car, and you know, either of those could cause a crash. 2 seconds close in on the car in front, and we have a good T1, quarter of a second gained on our Delta. 3/10 even. Into the bank, coming onto Mulsanne Straight. This is the Porsche. I feel like that Porsche didn't change tires in this race, and so is really struggling. They are theoretically quicker than us when we through the corners. This race is technically not over, but they would need to have a good final lap. We're 3/10 up on our Delta. If we don't get any bad traffic, we could get a new personal best. I think we are dragging the Porsche along with us just a little bit, but I think a little side draft actually from, is that GT40? One of them, I think, just passing us. That's just giving us a little side draft, and give us a little momentum, enough momentum to break that slipstream. Look at that, there's 3 cars coming up on us. Or 2, sorry, 2. Car going slowly there. Coming into Mulsanne corner. Hopefully P9 laps us here really easily. Give us a bit of slipstream too. And that should be the last car to lap us. It's all up to us if we want to set a new personal best. Too much grass on the inside there was not ideal. Giving up quite a bit of time. Leader has finished the race. Oh, it's too slow into our Narge. Tried to get a good exit and then just put the foot down. Didn't have the traction. Just 1 corner to go and we are dead even on our delta. It is the final lap, so we don't want to get too ambitious. We don't want to make another final mistake at this left-hander. But it would be nice to get another personal best. Into the right. And yeah, carried good speed. Got the corner pretty well that time. Got a good apex. Didn't use the grass on the exits. Just run to the line, gaining time. Be 3/10 up as we cross lines. Our final lap, personal best, 50.623. And that is the race done. 9 laps off in the end. Yeah, I would say I lost 3 laps. From the mistakes through the final corner. And 3 laps would have put us in 35th at least. Garrus. Yeah, I am just about ready for bed. Where is the pole sitter? They got to 18th in the end? Or maybe 20th. A couple of people have already left the server and that's updating the positions in the top left. Yeah, and we were 5 laps over on fuel at the end. So yeah, 2025 edition of Vintage Le Mans. It was fun again. The E-Type was a fun car. Not too dissimilar from the Nissan. A little bit heavier, a little bit more booty through the corners, but it's still a similar challenge. A little bit more straight line speed to make up for it. Yeah, I'm annoyed at the mistakes. I could have done with a few more laps today, which I would have done had I not been out marshalling a rally. But hey, that's how time schedules line up. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the car's just difficult to get through the left-hander. There we go. Session takes over 40th in the end. Complete SEMA mind flaps state. Yeah, leader doing 43. Or might be 44 actually. Well, yep, there we go. That was a race. I am certainly tired. And just reading, it seems like the pole sitter made same sort of mistakes as I did. Fell off the map on the second lap, and that's what dropped them down the order. But yeah, I am going to leave it at that. I know we usually finish on a little bit of Art of Rally, but I am just a little bit too tired for that. Race has been fun. Is it really the Mons if someone doesn't fall through the world? Well, had multiple people falling through the world. But yeah, fun race. Yeah, shame I made too many mistakes. I mean, it kind of looked like we were gonna be in a little bit of no man's land. With how we were just obviously had the cars in the higher classes and us just pulling away, and then yeah, there was a group of cars that we were just quicker than and pulling away from them. So yeah, I don't know how much of a battle we would have got that race if I didn't make any mistakes, but yeah, I'm still annoyed to make them. Still tired. Yeah, nodding off down the Mulsanne Street towards the end. Yeah, that was not good. Like, the eyes were definitely going. You probably didn't notice just how often it's like head sort of slightly going down, eyes just sort of closing. Wait, hang on, keep the car straight, keep it going. So yeah, thing is now that I'm like, right, let's go to bed and get some sleep. I'm good. Like, I'll put on a video to kind of fall asleep to. I'm gonna suddenly like wake up and like have all the energy in the world and not get any sleep. Yeah, that's definitely happening tonight. But anyway, I will try at least. We will be back for a stream next Wednesday. We have a new Wednesday series on the Mon Ultimate. 45-minute races, double fuel, double tire wear. So effectively a 90-minute race condensed to 45 minutes. with GT3s and hypercars, we're in the GT3 class. I think I'm running the Aston in that. So that should be some good fun on Wednesday. And since it's a short race, I might run a couple of daily races, see if we can get a little bit more safety ranking. Try and get into silver safety ranking. Got silver driver ranking. I've done some a couple of top split races as I did some grinding um, last weekend after the stream to get the driver rating up, get safety rating up. It was a lot of just dominating qualifying, dominating the race until I eventually got into split 2 where it was close, but usually I could hold on to P1 and then it's like, oh, top split for a couple of races. They were actually like kind of interesting, so they were. So yeah, we'll actually get a couple of interesting races um, rather than sort of the more boring ones. So yeah, um, yeah, that's good. Thank you, Iris. Um, Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Geeky and Dave, for popping in, chatting for a bit. Hope you all enjoyed. Hopefully, I'll see you on Wednesday. If not, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good Sunday and a good start to your next week. But until next time, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.